Okay, so hey guys, and today we are back with another review. And this time it is Detective Pikachu, which is the first live action Pokemon movie to make it onto the big screen. This anticipated movie had a great marketing strategy and some great trailers, but was the movie itself very great? Let's begin the review to find out. Okay, so now let's talk about the Pokemons and their designs and the CGI too. Now the CGI applied on Pikachu himself is mind-blowing and makes him look like the cutest thing ever. And the ape arms were pretty nice too. I think they can improve the eyes of those ape arms though. Psyduck was also great, and the scene where he hugged Pikachu was so cute, but he's not exactly as dangerous as a bomb. He didn't cause any destruction when he released the energy out of his head. It just threw people away because of the massive energy it contained. Didn't harm them. I like Charizard, but I don't think the scales on him were really needed, and I was pretty surprised on how big Gyarados was in comparison to Charizard. And also Magikarp does not evolve so easily. Then everyone will start evolving him. The normal, not oversized Torterras were smaller than I expected them to be, but the oversized experiment Torterras were really awesome. But the concept of keeping the lab on the back of the Torterras is pretty stupid. Like, what if they start moving and destroy the lab? And also, what happened to them anyways? Are they free or something? What is going to stop them if they start causing havoc? The film did not answer these questions and just led us to Mewtwo so that we get distracted and don't worry about the Torterras. Okay, so Mewtwo in this movie was like Darkrai from the 10th Pokemon movie. We think that Mewtwo is the villain, but surprise, he isn't the villain. Let's be honest, we all expected that since Mewtwo was always more of an anti-hero, and I hate how they repeated the same evil-looking Pokemon not being the villain of the story, but actually being nice cliche. I did love it though when the actual villain of the story, Howard Clifford, was in Mewtwo's body. However, Mewtwo erasing Pikachu's memory despite not being the villain, came to me as such a confusing thing until the end of the movie. But I finally understood why he did that because of a nice twist at the end of the movie. Okay, so now let's talk about the characters of this movie. Tim was a pretty good character and his character arc was also pretty good. Tim is one of those just above average protagonists for me. Lucy was also a pretty good side character, but she had less screen time than I thought she would have in the movie. Also, when we first got introduced to her, she was rhyming her sentences and was being pretty funny, but that disappeared for the rest of the movie. Why does she act like that for just one scene? And if she acted like that for that one scene, just let her be like that for the rest of the movie. And if you don't want her to be like that for the rest of the movie, why establish or introduce that character trait in the first place? The villain reveal of this movie was so obvious though, like animated movies level obvious. It was so obvious that I was not surprised by who the villain was, but how they chose him out of all the characters. I mean, like other characters in the movie as the villain, because I did not think they would choose someone so obvious for the villain. So we are introduced to this new R gas, which has a purple color, which makes Pokemons go wild, and it is essential for Howard's plan of merging humans and Pokemons, since humans can only merge with Pokemons which are crazy. I mean, I do see where Howard comes from. He must think that if the intelligence of humans mixes with the superpowers of Pokemons, the human race would be able to evolve and improve very much in every aspect, but there are many flaws with this plan. One of them being all the Pokemons basically being dead. I mean, if they wouldn't be able to operate or control their own body, they would basically be dead because they are not being able to operate their own body, so what's even the point? I also liked Pikachu versus the Argas Charizard fight, since that was a pretty funny fight. Okay, so in the final scene, it is revealed that Howard is the real villain of the movie, which I totally did not see coming. Again, I loved him possessing over Mewtwo's body since that was awesome, and also we get a twist which I did not see coming. This time I'm not being sarcastic. I actually didn't think the Argas would be in the balloons. So Ditto fights Tim in Howard's office while Pikachu fights Howard the Mewtwo, and both the fights are great. Pikachu manages to distract Howard Mewtwo long enough for Tim to take out that head machine thingy from Howard the human's forehead and manages to set Mewtwo free, who sets the other Pokemons free from the Argas. I wish this movie told us which move Mewtwo used while doing this though, since I don't know any of Mewtwo's moves, which takes out gases out of Pokemons. Anyways, at the end it is revealed that Pikachu had the brain of Tim's dad all along, and that is a good but creepy twist. But the twist we get after that is the best twist of this movie, and that twist is Tim's dad being played by Ryan Reynolds himself. That moment was so good, and now I finally see why Pikachu had that voice and why Mewtwo erased Pikachu's memories even after not being the villain of this movie. This is such a good scene, like wow. Rating 7.5 out of 10. Best moment, seeing Ryan Reynolds as Tim's dad. So yeah guys, that was it for today, and I know that making such a minor scene as my best moment is pretty weird, but that was actually the best moment from this movie for me, since I was just so surprised and then happy when it was revealed, which made it the best moment of this movie for me. And so yeah guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, and of course subscribe. And so yeah guys, bye.